What's up, everybody? Caleb Wagner coming back strong inside your eye, and I'm talking about the brand new episode of Walking Dead that just dropped. That's right, Season 5 is here, and boy, was it over the top, action-packed, gruesome to say the least. It was intense, and I can't believe it tied up so many loose ends that the Season 4 finale ended up developing. It was an absolute pretty sweet way to kick it off, and from now on, I mean, we don't even know where this thing's going to jump. But before I get into it, spoiler alert, I'm going to talk about basically everything that happened. So we're looking at this, and right away, the violence was so intense. The people at Terminus, they are some jacked up people, and you know, the writers of the show did an excellent job to make us dislike, distrust, and basically hate these people. So they had them all rounded up, cattled up in a car. They end up getting out all the men. They're ready to like sacrifice them. It was crazy. They took them into this clean room and they straight up butchered them. It was crazy. They had a whole system for it where they were just bashing them in the back of the heads with bats and then slitting their throats. And of course, in Walking Dead fashion, as soon as he was gonna kill Glenn, right? He had Glenn basically dead, ready to smash his head in. Of course, something happens. They forgot to take roll call, and then an explosion happens. Carol comes in there and saves the day. You know, we haven't seen her in forever, and she comes back like a straight-up badass, taking on the entire world. It was pretty amazing, like, if you guys didn't see it yourselves. But we move forward, and Tyreese is an absolute boss because he decides not to kill a guy, gives himself some, you know, actual sympathy, because that's one thing we haven't seen this far. He gives one of the Terminus guys sympathy, and what would you know, the guy turns his back with the first chance that he gets, has his hands on the baby's neck. That might have been the most intense moment during the entire season premiere. You know, Tyreese was tweeting on the internet, talking about how this season is just so much more intense with the violence, and this might be a perfect example of it. The guy had his hands on a toddler's throat, ready to just jerk and say, like, it only takes one creak, it only takes one snap to end his life. Go outside. It was intense, but Tyreese ended up going animal mode and murdered that guy in cold blood. Man, Rick is losing his mind, though. If you guys haven't watched this show, Rick is slowly Breaking Bad. I don't know if he didn't get the memo. His show's called The Walking Dead, not The Heisenberg Experience, because Rick is going for blood, man. He's coming back murdering everybody. There was a scene where he comes up and takes in a machine gun from another guy, murks him, and then basically just lays out all these people in front of him. If you're a Terminus like affiliate, I guess you're going down in this episode because they got murked. But back to the Carol thing. Speaking of people getting murked, the Carol scene where she goes into like the religious room and has like the bow, you know, like Daryl's bow. Like, of course, it was the worst part of the episode in my opinion. Like, the lady has a gun on Carol and then says, "Turn around, let me see your face." And like, it was just perfect fashion. Like, she wanted to monologue and do something special. She could have just shot Carol in the back of the head and it would have all been over. But that lady sucks, man. She's been cooking up people. The Terminus lady is like trying to justify why they eat and like butcher people. Craziness, guys. This is absolutely nuts. If you guys didn't check out the scene where she was looking at all, this is Carol. Carol's going through all of the possessions the people who went to Terminus have brought in with them. After they got butchered, they have just like a room full of clothes and whatnot. They had stuffed animals and like children's toys. That was some dark, demented humor. Like, they were saying that they were murdering little kids because there weren't any kids in Terminus from what we saw. It was crazy. This episode is just going to be such a jutting off point because they leave Terminus in shambles. We got to go to Washington because we're going to fight the microbacteria with another microbacteria. Shouts out to that guy. Like, the scientist is an absolute G because he said, if I go Red Ring, and I almost lost it because he was referring to the Xbox 360, if you go Red Ring, you go out of commission, and there's no coming back from that. He was basically talking smack to the intellects of all the other people inside the boxcar, saying, I can give you a map, I can give you instructions, illustrations, and like a synopsis on how to do this, but you could not figure it out. Hilarious, to say the least. It's a really impressive. They kept the intense factor all the way up there. Now we have the whole entire group back together. We basically went a whole season without having a coercive vision, like the whole entire cast together. This season 5, hopefully they don't get split up, but hopefully more amazingness ensues. I can't wait to see what happens, guys. It's going to be intense. Hopefully we'll see Maggie topless. I can't be the only person thinking that. She's one of the hottest women on television. It's an absolutely amazing show. If you guys haven't already seen it, you should definitely download it or check it out on Netflix. AMC's dropping these bitches like crazy. Either way, guys, amazing episode. Can't wait to see how it goes down. Are they going to go to Washington? Are they going to end all of this? Is it all just a dream? Is Rick still in the hospital? We'll find out probably throughout this season and the next. It's going to be crazy. Hopefully Daryl doesn't die. Guys, rate, comment, subscribe. Get back at it because this is where I talk about most of the realest things on the entire internet and consistently bring it with the heat in front of your eyes. Guys, rate, comment, subscribe. Get back at it. Stay strong. Don't let the haters get you down. Be positive. Zombies ain't got nothing on us people because we have living, breathing blood and bodies. Guys, peace. Keep it easy.